What's happening, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. It is Monday, October 26, 2020. Man, October is almost over. This morning, we're going to talk about how if nothing changes, then nothing changes. What does that mean? Hang on for 1 second, I'll tell you.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, guys. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning, Christina and Jeff Baker. I'm logging on here to see who else is on here. My wife's on here. Good morning, babe. Tammy Clark, good morning to you. So this morning I wanted to talk about this topic because I've seen this happening in some people over the past week and a half here. Good morning, Carla. Good morning, Julio. And you know, it seems very easy to me, but sometimes I think that, you know, maybe it might be the same for me, and I just don't see it in myself. Like sometimes other people don't see it in them. Good morning, Chris Filippelli. So, you know, when you're trying to change something in your life, and it doesn't matter what it is, if you're trying to, you know, improve your sales results in business, if you're trying to change something that you do in your personal life, you're trying to manage your money better, you're trying to whatever it is, whatever that is, I want you guys to remember this one thing, this very important piece of improving something in your life, that if nothing changes in the way that you do things, then nothing will change in the results. And that sounds very simple. But when you look at your life, when you look at what you do every single day, if there is not a pretty significant shift in the way that you do things, like, you know, you actually implement a new routine or a new discipline or some new way of doing things, like the behavior itself changes, then the result will likely not change, right? And that is consistent across everything. And so, you know, I've said this a lot, probably on this show. I definitely say it a lot in Top Contractor School, but you know, I don't ever coach people or hold people accountable to results in business or even the companies that I coach or the people that I coach. What I really focus on is the results and the behaviors. And the reason for that is that you can do something like, you know, you can get really motivated for a short period of time and you can achieve something short term, right? You can get something that is a short-term win. You can move in the right direction and you can check something off the box. Like somebody said to you, hey, you know, your sales numbers are down. I really need you to get those sales numbers up. Well, you could do that a lot of different ways. You know, I've seen salespeople use high pressure sales tactics or, you know, even as much as begging to kind of get their numbers up for that month when their job is on the line, or something bad could happen to them if they don't achieve what they set out to achieve. But that doesn't fix the long-term problem. It doesn't solve the root of the issue. And so I want you guys to think about that today as you go into this week, because we all have things that we're working on that we want to change. And so, you know, I was asking myself this morning this, like, what is on my list of things that I've been saying I'm going to change, but I haven't because I haven't implemented the discipline to do it. I haven't, you know, made some shift in my life that is noticeable from the outside in. Like if somebody were looking at your life, would they be able to notice the difference based on what you say you want to achieve? This is also why it's important for you to share your goals with other people, because those other people will be able to hold you accountable to what you're doing or what you're not doing. And what is between what you're doing and what you said you were going to do is nothing but a bunch of excuses that we come up with that keep us from being the best version of ourselves that we're capable of. And so I want you guys to think that through with the things that you're working on in your own life. You know, what is it that you are trying to change? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And then start at the goal, work backwards to what does it take me to do this every day? And every single person that I've ever coached or taught this to or worked with and was able, was close enough to be able to hold accountable, right? To constantly be able to hold them accountable. The end result is just second nature. There is no way. I have a picture hanging here in my office at my house that says you cannot do the right things every single day and get the wrong result. So I want you to think about that. If you're trying to change something in your life, doesn't matter what it is. You might be trying to get a new career. You might be trying to increase your sales productivity. You might be trying to spend more time with your children. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, there's a process that it takes to execute that, to make it happen. And if you don't have some sort of organized daily routine that you go through and set time aside to improve that thing, dedicated time, as the title of the show says, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. If you don't do that, if you don't intentionally set time aside to make a difference in that area of your life, nothing will change for you. And so months later in your life, you're going to look back and say, man, I haven't made much progress with this. And the reality is you just haven't given it the time that it deserves or that it needs to change. And you can make every excuse that you want to, but it will not change without you implementing those daily disciplines, the routine that it takes to execute at a higher level. If you do the things that you used to do, I just read this the other day. I think it was Mr. Calloway, and good morning to you, sir. If you're still doing the things that got you here, then you will never get there. Whatever the next step is, if you're only doing the same things that got you to level 1, you will never get to level 2. I want you to think about that. And it takes sacrifice. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of failure. There are a lot of things in my life that I don't like. I am, as Ed Milet says, blissfully dissatisfied with my life. Very happy. I'm very content. I'm very fulfilled. I love what I do. I have an incredible life that I get to live every day. It's very close from a structure standpoint, from a all in. There's some details that I would love to change, and I will change. But from the most part, it is exactly what I wanted at one point in my life. And so when I look at that, I say to myself, like, how did I get here? And there was so many failures, and there still continues to be. And if you're not pushing yourself and you're not falling down, then you'll never grow. You'll never experience that stretch that it takes to get to the next step. There's a lot of disappointments. There's a lot of things that don't go your way. There's a lot of adversity. There's a lot of challenge. There's a lot of all the bad stuff that leads to the good stuff, to the promised land of where you actually want to go. It's not supposed to be easy. And when you look at those people that look like, man, everything is just great, trust me when I say they have implemented change in a lot of areas of their life to get there. 9 times out of 10, probably 9.5 times out of 10. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, the rule of the universe stays true. If you don't do the things necessary to get there, you will not get it. That's just how it goes. Good morning, Mark Forelli. Good morning, Lynn. What's happening, Nick? How's the weather up there in Michigan, brother? We got some work to do up there. Good morning, Lydia. David Martin, snowing in Kansas City, man. It's snowing all over the place these days. And Jared Bird, good morning to you. I can't tell you guys enough. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And this goes for all of us because there's always a time in your life when you want something to change. It's not changing. And you forget to just look at that guy or girl in the mirror and figure out exactly why it's not changing. Because if you don't make the changes, like every day, you should have some sort of organization that tells you, did you win or did you lose? Do you have a list of things that you're doing? Did you get away from that list? I just transparently told some people, I don't know if it was on this show or somewhere else, but I have been off of using my planner. It's a hectic time of year. I can make whatever excuses I want, but I haven't been using it. And the results that I'm getting are showing it. I'm not as organized. I'm not as effective. I can't make the most out of my time when I'm not organized. So if I don't change that, if I don't get back to what I'm supposed to be doing and what I know works for me, then nothing will change. I'll still feel the same way. I'll still get the same results. Yeah, 100%, Leonard. Good morning to you, man, and good morning, Hal. If you just that just slight change, you will see a massive, massive change down the long road. Just take a slight angle off of where you're headed and then take it a long way across the United States and see which state you were shooting for. And if you went 1 degree, 2 degrees off of your course, where would you end up over 3,000 miles? This journey we're on called life is a long journey, friends. It's a long journey. And if you are not paying attention and you are off course, man, you're going to end up in the wrong place. So I hope this message was helpful, guys. I hope that it helps you as you go into this week. You know, this is crunch time. October 26th is, man, it's the home stretch, not just for us guys in the paving business that are waiting for the snow to fly here and in a lot of cases hoping that it doesn't for a while. But it's the same for everybody. You know, we're in the fourth quarter of 2020, a year that everybody will remember for sure. And so ask yourself, what is it that you need to change this week? What is it that you need to change today that will put you in a much, much stronger place to finish this year the way that you should, to finish this year at the highest potential that you have? Because it's not about what you're doing right now. You might be winning. I feel like 2020 was a huge victory for our company, but I also know that from a lot of ways I fell short from my potential. And I know that everybody on our team would probably agree. Doesn't mean that we don't celebrate the win. We're very happy about our results, but blissfully dissatisfied about what we're capable of. Where can we go? What does 2021 look like, and how do we get there? And we get there through change. We get there through implementing the things that are necessary to take us to the next level. Wishing you guys an amazing week. I will see you again tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m., same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Thank you guys for being here. Love you guys.